Dividing complex numbers. For this example, I want to make sure that you all understand what a conjugate is. It's when you have a number, we change the sign in the middle, and then we have our complex number afterwards. And so for this, the purpose of knowing that is what we need to do in order to get rid of our imaginary number or complex number in the denominator of this fraction, if you will. So what we've got to do is we've got to take this bottom part and find the conjugate. And we're going to multiply it to this. Okay, so our conjugate, remember, is that we keep the first number. So in this case, we're keeping the -2. We're changing the sign that's in the middle. So since this is a negative, we're going to put it a positive. And then we put the 6i afterwards. Okay, so this is the conjugate of this particular expression. And of course, whatever we change the bottom to, of course, we have to have the same on top. And once we've done that, now we can actually multiply, because we can't divide this with imaginary number in the denominator. So we're needing to get rid of it. And this is how we do it. So we've gone ahead, we've found the conjugate. Next, we're going to multiply using FOIL or distribution. So FOIL or distribution. And I'm going to put multiply underneath here, so that way we make sure that we understand what we're doing. So let's go ahead and we're going to multiply the top. So we've got 5i times a -2, which gets us -10i. Okay, the next thing we've got is 5i times 6i. So that gets us 30i squared. And of course, remember from our previous topic that anytime you have I squared, it becomes a -1. Let me write that. My pen's acting a little funny right now. Alright, and here's where we're going to do FOIL, because we've got two binomials here. So for color's sake, I'll do it different colors so that way we can see what we're doing. So -2 and -2 is 4. -2 times 6i is a -12i. And then we have -6i times -2. So that's positive 12i. And then -6 times a positive 6 gets us -36i squared. Remember, we've got our i's being multiplied also. Now that we're at this step, one of the things that we've got to remember is we've got these I squareds, and they really are -1s. I'm going to put them here, so that way we can see that. So let's go ahead and rewrite the top. So we've got 30 times a -1 gets us a -30 minus 10i. Because remember, we need to keep it in standard form. Okay, now if we look through here, we've got to combine our like terms. We've got a -12i and a positive 12i. Well, those cancel. They zero out. We've got a -36 and a -1 being multiplied, so that gets us a positive 36 plus 4, so that gets us 40. Okay, and while this is one version of the answer, of course, we want to make sure that we have it as correct as possible, and so we can actually separate this and reduce the fractions. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to have negative 30 over 40. So we write our, so we're going to put simplify. So this step between here and here was the simplify step. Simplify. Forgetting my F there. And then of course we're going to separate. And reduce is our last step. So we've got this, and of course we're going to have negative 10 over 40. And of course our I can go off to the side. So see how we did this? We've got 30 over 40. We've got our negative 10 over 30 or 40. So now we can reduce, and of course these can be reduced by 10. So we've got negative 3 over 4 minus 1 over 4i. So this would be the answer to this particular problem. And of course you would do the same thing if you had two binomials on top. So let's say you had a 2 plus 5i on the top. You would FOIL the top and then simplify and reduce from there.